Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to start with a different kind of warm-up. I want to do two things today. One of them is explain some things, and the other one is review our Andantino. And I was going to do the Andantino first, but then I got thinking if I take longer to explain than I expect, then we won't get the explanation in. So we're going to do the explain kind of things first. So some of this involves screen sharing. So we'll see how I do with that. Let's see. All right, do you see a bunch of staff? Yes? Okay. So, you may be able to do a lot of this in your head, but I'm going to use the staff so that people have it for reference if they need it. So, if we're talking about the C chord, that would be C, E, and G. So on the violin, you could play that. Let me use a different thing. You could play that lots of places in first position. So our quick sketch here. You could use open G. You could use 3 on the G string, which would be a C. 1 on D string, which is E. 3 on D string, which is G. On the A string, you would have a C. You would have E. On the E string, and G. So if you're thinking only about first position, those are some options for you. I'm going to do the same thing for the cellos. Get the chord in here first. And they could start with open C, E, G, C, E, G, C. And for everybody's reference, we'll zoom up and also put that in viola land. So what I'd like to do with the instrument right now is start with whatever the lowest note is in the C chord on your instrument and play up, across, and back down. We're going to do that 3 or 4 times in half notes so you have lots of time to think. So I'll be starting on a C because that would be the lowest one on my instrument, but violin players, obviously, please start on G because that would be your lowest one. And so we will be in harmony, but we will not be playing the same note. We won't be in unison. Should still sound pretty cool though. Let's go half notes, 3, 4. Forgot to make sure that we were not fighting for sound. Hang on a second. There we go. That should make the replay nicer. Let's try it again. 3, 4. One more time. I'd like you to play 4 measures of this. So you can use any of the notes you just played, and we're going to go for 4 measures. So what you play is going to be different than what I play, and that's fine. You just want one of these notes that you've just played. 4 measures, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it made sense for everybody. I'm going to get the non-human metronome going here. Alright, still 4 measures. This time I'd like 3 measures of half notes and 1 whole note for the last measure. 2, 3, 4. Busy watching your bows and then didn't do what I said to do. Alright, 3 measures of half notes and 1 measure of whole note. 2, 3, 4. Good. So 4 measures of only half notes. 3, 4. Same instructions, still 4 measures of half notes. 3, 4. So we're going to take the knowledge that we just used, and we're going to do the same thing to a G chord. So we have G, oh, there we go again, B, D. So cello's, your lowest note is going to be D, G, B, D, G, B, D. And that would be what you can play in first position. In the interest of keeping the violas happy, we'll just copy and paste. So violins. Your life is a little bit different because you don't have a C string, but you do get to start on the root of this chord with a G. So we got G, B, D, G, B, D, G. So, I mean, you can write it out if it's helpful to you, or you can just keep track of it in your head. You are doing all G's, B's, and D's. And we're going to start with play it across the instrument in half notes so you can start to know where those notes live. if there's something else that you are working on in your playing that you'd like to do it like in third position and figure out what all those notes are across the instrument, or in second position, there's nothing that says it has to be first position. I'm just using first position this morning as our example so that everybody can kind of be at the same level as far as what they're thinking about. But like I said, if there's something else that you're working on, feel free to do it in a different position. And if you're hitting the right notes, then we'll still sound lovely together. This will be 4 measures. You get to pick the notes. We'll start with whole notes, 4 measures of whole notes. 3, 4. Again, and. Alright, 4 measures of half notes. 3, 4. Again, and. Again, and. So we haven't done any quarter notes yet, which I'd like to do next. So 4 measures of quarter notes, and rests are legal too. And there's nothing that says that you have to use like 4 different notes in a measure. You could use the same note 4 times. So there's lots of possible variations. I am sure we will not be playing the same thing. 4 measures of quarter notes. 3, 4. Again, and. Again, and. Again, and. Alright, so you still have 4 measures. You may use quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes as you see fit. Make up your own phrase. 3, 4. Again, and. and then 2 measures of the notes of the C chord. So mix together what we were working on so far today. 2 measures of G, 2 measures of C, any note values that make you happy. 3, 4. Again, and. Again, and. Again, and. Alright, so ideally, you've now gotten the idea. Why is this important? Well, next Wednesday, there will be no group. However, there will be a special project, which we'll post on the website on Monday, and I'm pretty sure I set it up properly to also send to you guys, but just in case, it posts on the website Monday. How the special project works. I will share something different on the screen. I hope. Alright, so you should see, hopefully, the Stars and Stripes Forever worksheet. So you'll notice the first staff here. We have a bunch of notes on the same space. So these notes show you the rhythm. So this is the National March, hurrah for the flag of the free. There are 4 different videos. There's a bunch of different videos. Violin, viola, cello, piano. On all of those videos, I am playing the melody. So the first part of the assignment is to listen to the melody, and you may, maybe I'll say it this way, you may want to do this in 2 parts. You may want to be like, alright, and I'm even going to tell you, the first note is G. You may want to put underneath this kind of sketch line that, okay, your first note's G, I figured out my second note, I figured out my third note. So you may want to just put it in as letters while you're watching the video and trying it on your instrument and going back and forth. The nice thing about the video is you will be able to pause me and slow me down and play me as many times as necessary, and life will be good. So once you've figured out the letters, what you want to do is you want to write your clef, and you'll probably have to put it a little bit on the outside so that you know what clef you're thinking in. And then rewrite the tune here on this line with real notes and not, sketch letters. So it's a learn by ear assignment where you're taking what you see and hear and transferring it into true musical code so that anybody can read it. Now, if once you write it, you're like, I can't read my own handwriting and I still want to put the letters in that I figured out, that's fine. It's your music. You can write what you want to. So we've got this other line here, and we have this information here at the top. So these symbols here at the top are chord symbols. So C, the one we were working on for a good half of the class, and G, most of G. We didn't do the 7th, but you may take the information that you have here and write your own duet part on the other line. So, like, if you play the piano and wanted to just be able to play it by yourself, and you wanted to write your own left-hand piano part, that would be fine. But seeing that you're holding violins right now, you probably want to maybe do a 2-part thing for violin. So in that case, you'll write treble clef down here instead of bass clef, where the cello players would write probably 2 bass clefs. So that part that you're writing as long as you stick to notes in the chord, will at least sound reasonably. Oh, and you want to make sure you have the right number of beats in the measure. It will sound reasonable with the melody part. So as you're writing it, you can think about, my other part has half note, quarter, quarter, half note, quarter, quarter, and then this really long note. So maybe on the really long note, I want to have more notes in the duet part, or maybe I want to keep everybody doing everything exactly the same because I don't trust them. So it is completely up to you. If you want your duet part to sound like kind of marchy things, then maybe you want to put it lower on the instrument that it's below the melody. But there's every reason you could decide, okay, I want to put it in third position or fourth position and have it be a descant above the melody. So hopefully the fun thing about this project is next time we meet on the 22nd, I believe it is, whatever that next Wednesday is, we will have Stars and Stripes Forever show and tell. So we'll do melody, and then we'll turn the cameras, the audio to different people, so you can play what you came up with for your harmony part, and everybody else can play in their room, the melody with your harmony, and so we can have hopefully a pretty awesome show and tell of Stars and Stripes Forever right before Memorial Day. And I was right, this was going to take longer to explain than half a class. So we did 2 of the chords that are in here. There's a few more. There's F, there's E. If you're panicking on what those chords are and I have no idea, the default is use the big letter. Make the rhythm exciting, use the big letter, and you'll at least be okay. You can Google is your friend. You could also search piano chords, and they will tell you what other letters are involved in the chord if you're really, really scrambling for it. So, are there any questions on the special project?
How soon are you going to have the worksheet up?
Monday.
Monday, okay.
Monday it'll be up on the website. So the 13th. So you'll have it before class Wednesday for you to be used to working on things on Wednesday.
Okay.
Alright, so the other thing I wanted to do today was review the Andantino, so hopefully we can still do that. In the 3 easy duos, Andantino, with who is here today, I will play cello part first in case I'm only playing one thing. And that way you will be able to enjoy the duet first. The metronome is a dotted quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's do it one more time. Violin side for people who need that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So definitely a quick review, but ideally that'll remind you how to be practicing all of this duet. And then you have the special project, and we will meet again in 2 weeks on Wednesday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Everyone have a nice week. Nice 2 weeks.